let's go over the parts of the stick. With floor hockey, you have a blade of the stick, which is what controls the puck or the ball. You have the shaft of the stick. We have a few different styles. We have plastic ones, metal ones, and they used to use the wooden ones. And then you have the butt end of the stick. If you look at your stick, you'll see some that have a straight blade. That means that's usually for beginners, don't know which side of the stick that they are using, whether or not they're a righty or a lefty. Mine, if I'm holding it facing me, curves to my left because it's going to be on my right-hand side. So it's going to be concave to kind of hold the ball or the puck into that area. If it was the other way, convex, then it would be pushing the ball away from it. So I have it on my right-hand side, so it gives me a little bit more ball control, okay? In floor hockey, we keep the blade of our stick, again, this part of the stick, below our waist. Anything coming up high is going to be high sticks, which would mean that we'd have you sit out, or we'd just give you a warning until you can keep it under control. There's a couple different types of shots. You have a slap shot, which you'll see, but again, we have to keep that below our waist. I personally prefer people to use the wrist shot, which is just a transfer of weight with the ball in contact with the blade of the stick from the start, just because from a defensive standpoint, it makes it harder for the defense to get the ball from you because they haven't taken the blade off, but it also is a little bit safer in this setting.
Things. I want to just talk about how I'm going to grip or hold the floor hockey stick. So my dominant hand is going to be down about halfway on the shaft. Okay, my non-dominant hand on the top will be right at the butt end of the shaft. So generally speaking, I'm going to have more control if I'm holding the shaft down further on the stick. If I'm here, I'm not going to have a lot of control of the stick, so probably about, halfway down the stick or so, give or take, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so again, Ms. Harris already mentioned it. When we're playing floor hockey in here, just for safety, we always want to keep the blade of the stick, the head, below my waist at all time. I'm going to talk a little bit about passing. Okay, like any sport, passing and being able to control the ball in this case, or the puck, is very important. Okay, when I make a pass to my teammate, for them to be able to control it, I want to keep the ball on the ground. So when I'm passing in floor hockey, it's just a little sweep. I'm just going to move the ball and just push the ball with the stick. It's kind of like a sweep. So it's just here. I want to keep the ball on the ground. So sticks doesn't have to come up high. It's just from here to there, a little step and a little transfer. So Ms. Harris is going to pass it back. Okay. Again, just a little push. I want to keep this ball on the ground so it's easily controlled. Okay. If you notice, when both Mrs. Harris and I are receiving the ball, okay, we're not just letting the ball, keeping our stick here and letting it hit. We're reaching out with the stick, similar to like a lacrosse. You're reaching out, or a baseball glove, and I'm giving with the ball as it comes in so I can control it. So again, I'll pass it to Ms. Harris. She's going to give with it and then do a couple little back and forth to control the ball. Now I can either from there I can shoot, I can advance up the floor, or I can pass it again. Okay, so again, like any sport, I need to control the ball so I can score, shoot, and all that kind of stuff. So that's it. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about shooting in floor hockey. First shot I'm going to demonstrate is a slap shot. Okay, again, in floor hockey, we're going to keep the head of the stick or the blade below my waist at all time. Biggest mistake, all right, people think they're playing golf, kids are taking the stick back here. Again, that's a bad idea. Floor hockey, we don't have equipment on, it's going to catch someone in the face. Okay, the other problem is on the follow through into it. Following through up here, again, that's a high stick, very dangerous play in floor hockey. So we can still get a slap shot to get some velocity on the ball, but we got to keep it below our waist at all time. Below our waist at all time. So again, I'm going to bring the stick back. Okay, it's a step, and then just come through. You're going to take this shot when you have time and space. So I receive the ball, maybe I catch it off a pass, I'm on a wing. Okay, I have no defense on me, I have plenty of time to line up and take the shot. Okay, this is like the ideal situation. So I'm here, okay. Right now I'm just trying to get in the goal. Ideally I want to shoot for a corner away from the goal. So again, it's back, okay, just back to right above, like my waist height, and then I'm going to come through, okay, and keep my follow through low. Okay, that one might have been a little bit high on my follow through, so I got to work on that. Okay, so again, just a quick, okay, Just here, okay, a little step. Okay, miss that one. Okay, I'll just do a little rapid fire for fun.
I'm going to go through the wrist shot. The difference between a slap shot and a wrist shot is that the ball starts on the blade of the stick on a wrist shot, whereas a slap shot, the blade comes up off of the stick. Personally, I like the wrist shot a little bit better because it's more secure and it's used mostly when there's more defenders that are involved. So that way it protects the ball by not bringing the blade off. So we're going to go through, I'm going to show you some wrist shots. First thing is you put the blade of the stick on the ball. Your weight should be on your back foot. Again, you're holding midway down the shaft. I'm going to step with my front foot and I'm going to snap my wrist as I push through and transfer my weight. I have Mr. Smith in goal because Mr. Kilpatrick backed out on us. The good part about the wrist shot is that I can lift them up. It's not just a flat shot. Let's see if I can do a flat one. I can still push and keep my fall through low. If I want to angle it up, I just changed the angle of the blade.
All right, if you just witnessed my unbelievable goalie play a second ago, I'm going to talk a little bit about goalie positioning. All right, so the first thing is, how do I hold the goalie stick? We see a lot of this kind of stuff, okay? It's just not going to be very efficient. It's not going to help you out a lot. What you want to do is, again, you're holding the stick in your dominant hand about halfway down where the stick meets the head of the stick, okay? The blade of the stick, is just going to stay on the ground all the time, and I'm just using this as a sweeper. So this is going to stop any shot, basically, in theory, any shot that's on the ground or close to it, okay? So the rest of it is I'm just trying to move my body. Depending on where the shooter is and where the ball is, I'm going to follow the ball. Okay, if the ball's over here, I'm going to hug the left pipe here. As the ball moves, I'm just going to move with it and kind of near the ball. Now I got a ball on the right wing, right up there. Okay, I'm going to hug this pipe because this is the closest angle. That's a tougher shot. Good shooter can still make that, but in theory, I can react to that and get to that. If I leave that open, much easier shot for the shooter. So, just by the way, one piece of equipment that I forgot earlier, we typically actually always use is a baseball glove. If you watch any real hockey games, they have all sorts of equipment, but their offhand is their glove hand. This is going to help you make a lot of saves up high. So, right now, again, we talked about positioning. Right now, Mrs. Harris is on the right wing, so I'm kind of hugging the pipe right here. I got myself a nice bow, my glove is out in front, and I'm going to keep my stick on the right wing. I can just sweep that away, get that out of the way. Okay, ball moved up top right now, head to the middle of the goal. Tough position to be in, just lots of stuff to shoot at. Down, got a glove save. Okay, kick that back out, clear it out. Okay, ball's on the other wing, I'm moving, I'm hugging that pipe. Okay, got my body in front of it, made a save. Okay, Mrs. Harris is taking it easy on me right now, very nice. Okay, ball's right up top, here comes the shot. I'm ready for it again. Just get down on it and stay with it. Last one, absolutely. Ball right in front. Okay, got it in my wrist. But again, I'm just trying to get my body or anything in front of it to stop it from going to goal.